Hello there, welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. This is a building episode that I've got planned today. It's the first in a while. We've done some good episodes of building in the past, but I haven't really done too many of them. It's a mixture of farms, adventures, and building, which hopefully you're appreciating. The castle we've done. I've not really done much of that on camera actually. This entrance or gatehouse, I love that. I love the sort of crazy haphazard nature of it. Yeah, there's certainly is that. I've added a little bit on the end there. This was this little peninsula bit here. Let's fly up here. Can you see it? Yeah. So I filled in the gap at the end there. There's still a little hole in the roof up there that I need to do. Let's have some zoom. There we go. So yeah, I've added this kind of temporary wall here. It will be built onto the side of, so I'm not too worried about what it looks like. We have to appear to have a little raiding party down there that have got themselves stuck. Anyway, this peninsula here will be what I'm looking to build. Is quite a sort of low income, quite shoddy wooden fishing village. Fishing village. So I'm thinking wooden boardwalks. I'm thinking little old wooden shacks on stilts, that sort of thing. Because I kind of just see this as maybe the lower income area of town, and this will go in this whole area of land here. The idea also is to have the fishing shack, if you like, on both sides. So we've got a kind of an inland lake here that comes off of the main river. I'll probably do a little bit of terraform just to make this entrance a little bit wider, maybe a little bit more, add more water on the other side. So we've actually got a little inlet here, and there'll be a path coming from there along there by the breeder chalet around here, and yeah, and it will join this little fishing village that will have kind of a little boardwalk in the middle of it and some wooden huts either side. That's the plan anyway. So I'm trying to go and do some work, and I will show you my progress. Progress has been made. Am I happy with it? Not so sure, but I've put shaders on just to make myself feel a little better about it. Let's start off with this little corner here. It's sort of yes, it's the end of the building that I showed you earlier, with a decrepit, or intentionally decrepit and old and run down archway. There's a couple of market stalls here. We've got Rod with his rod shop, who is of course a fisherman, though I haven't traded with him yet, so I need to get myself some emeralds and do that so that I can actually get some deals from these guys. And then we have here just the fish market, which is I think quite self-explanatory really. A crane, of course, purely aesthetic. Well, I don't know about this. This looks a bit weird. I might have to change this up, change the wood. It's a start. This is actually a design by someone called Disruptive Builds. I think he's on YouTube. I actually found this on Pinterest, possibly via Reddit. I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I think I just need to mix up the colours a little bit. It's a bit samey. What I am a fan of though is this floor. I mean, these bricks, these what are they called? Mud bricks. Yeah, mud bricks with a bit of jungle woods, a little bit of standard granite, and some mossy cobblestone. I just think it works quite well together. Mossy cobblestone obviously is a little bit different, but you only tend to get greeny, mossy stuff with grey blocks. It would be nice if you had a little bit of choice in terms of some not grey blocks that had moss on. Deep slate, for example, would be pretty cool. Yeah, so it's coming along nicely. A little bit of detail, not too much at the moment. I don't know about this. I tried to make this look as shoddy as possible. I probably used too many different types of wood, So I will probably reduce that a little bit, probably add some extra details in terms of things like trapdoors and buttons and stuff like that. I kind of want to make it look like it's cobbled onto the end here. This floor here, I'm going to be continuing this sort of pattern up here, and actually probably all the way along here, just as I guess kind of a main walkway that people go on. We've got a little fishy counter here for the market. It's like this is the actual fish market itself, where the catch comes in. What else have I got to show you? We have over there a walkway just to take you back around a little bit further into the town. I'm a big fan of using the mud and the muddy mangrove. I think this actually. Okay. I'll hurry up with this. This actually looks pretty good on the edge of a sort of a dock area or a fishing area or just a coastal area. I would strongly encourage those who want more realistic coastlines to maybe think about using the mud a little bit more. I've actually gone further down here and added it all the way, well, not all the way down, but some bits of it. Don't look under the pier, you're not supposed to see there, but this bit here is a good example of what I've tried to do, just to really blend the coast in, and the sand over there, I just don't like the look of it really. When I'm trying to go for a sort of a bit of a grim area. The lightning rods are doing their job. I'm going to go for a grim area, as I was saying, and a little bit of greenery, and yeah, this stuff is great for lighting, as I've said numerous times before. Sort of subtle, gentle lighting even. The fishy hut here, I think I'm reasonably happy with it. This is a design again that I've found that I have tweaked somewhat to my liking. Designed by someone called Charlotte, and just basically just loading sort of winches on either end for boats, and a sort of trapdoor walkway, which I like. Maybe I should go and sleep. Do I have a bed in there? No, I don't. Okay, well, maybe not. I'll finish off this clip. I'm not quite sure which trapdoors work best here. So we've got the oak ones here, the acacia ones here. I think I like the acacia ones more. I like the pattern of the acacia, but the colour of the oak. So it's a shame we can't mix and match those. But never mind. Yeah, a little bit more plant life to go in here, and then we just have a little hut in here, which will serve no purpose other than aesthetics. Although I may put a bed in here potentially, just for in case of random storms. Ooh, let me just deal with this person. Could really do with a drown farm around here. They are everywhere, and I think I could probably make some copper. There we go. I don't think I've got a drowned head, so that's a first for that. Right. What's next? Well, I've got to finish this walkway here, get rid of this horrible, crazy wood pattern. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I will probably come back to you in a minute and show you either some improvement there, improvement down here, a little bit more mud and stuff. I don't know. Let's just see how it goes. Back with you shortly. A little while later, a little bit of progress has been made. I'm a tiny bit happier than I was before, and yeah, we have continued, as I said earlier, that path style there along here. Jungle wood and mud bricks, I do like how they sort of combine. They do seem to fit together pretty well, and the contrasting with the granite and the mossy cobblestone is pretty cool. I like it. I've added a bit more greenery, and as you can see along here, and also there is more mud down here, and yeah, some various combination of grass, dead trees, what are they called, sea pickles, ferns, etc. So just to add a bit to the green. In terms of green, actually, this warped colour, I've gone for the cyan look, which is kind of as you can see over there, I've always kind of been, but the colours look different from this perspective. I wonder if it's the shaders. Looks blue there and green there. Anyway, where was I? Yes, so the lighting here, which is basically a redstone lamp with a daylight sensor on top, a bit like this one, which I probably don't need anymore, so I may get rid of that. Yeah, I don't know if it's just too cyan. So I've used a variety of different combinations here. So we've got an acacia fence, and we have some trapdoors here just to cover the redstone lamp up because it just looks a bit odd on its own. It looks better in Windows than it does like this. So we've got these trapdoors here. Well, this is the crimson. We've got the warped, and we've got the mangrove. So do let me know if you're of the commenting type and you have an opinion here, which of these combinations works best, or do you have any alternative suggestions just for these kind of lamps? They've got to fit in with the area, so let me know what you think. I think my current favourite is probably the crimson. I think that it's just too green otherwise, or blue, or cyan, or whatever you want to call it. I haven't finished. I still want to build a little bit more here. I think a bit more detailing, some barrels. See if I can work out how to do some sort of fishing nets, maybe. Yeah, just a little bit of life around here would be nice. Perhaps put a villager in here and somehow trap them without them looking trapped. And they can be the fishmonger here. I need to do a little bit more of the wood there, make that look a little less garish. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with this. Oh, some boats as well. I may either have to just use some normal Minecraft boats, or maybe build a couple of smallish boats, static but more realistic looking boats around here somewhere. So yeah, it's coming on. It's coming on slowly but surely. What now? Well, I have two options. I could either look at my storage over there. Well, actually, no, I can't get to that now because we have a giant house in the way. My storage in here is laggy. I don't know if you can pick that up, but on the recording, but if you could see that was just slow. That's because, oh yes, I'm really feeling it now. Let me turn the shaders off. That would be better. So we have this pretty cool storage system that I built, but then I decided, maybe a little bit greedily, to build more underground, and then to build even more underground. So I'm pretty good for storage, but the performance is really suffering, and combine that with a load of farms that I've got in this area, my sort of plan, my master plan to centralize everything has not been particularly successful. So I need to decentralize. So I have a project in mind to take a new storage approach that I've seen on a recent video, on a YouTube video that I pretty much liked, with not just bulk storage but also everything's in shulkers. Now I have access to shulkers. Now I have access to the end. I want to do something about that. Yes, and you agree, don't you, my friend? So what I would like to do is build some new storage. But before I do that, I need to build a shulker farm, which I have never done before. So we could do that, or we could just do another easy build project. Give me a moment to think about this. Okay, I am not in the mood for a big shulker farm construction project at the moment. To be honest, I don't mind the actual construction. It's more getting the shulker all the way from the end back into the overworld here that I'm a little bit nervous about. So maybe we'll make a start. We'll have a look at that. Maybe make a little bit of a start. At least find a location for it at the end of the episode, or towards the end of the episode. But next up on my to-do list is this area here. You may remember this from a few episodes back. This is my planned underground rail link to Lovejoy's part of town, which is the other side of this hill above me. And at the moment, it just abruptly ends here. So I need to do something about that. And I think the next thing I'll do is try and bridge this gap and the river behind me over towards the bottom end of my castle to where that storage area is. And I think there'll be plenty of room once I've moved that storage area out of here to actually build a nice little railway station, which will be nice. I really do enjoy infrastructure projects in this game. I'm not sure I'm alone there, but you don't see many YouTubers do construction projects on infrastructure. Well, I don't, anyway. But maybe if you like that sort of thing, you'll appreciate this. So I'll come back to you in a minute. I just need to do a little bit of planning, and then we'll set some foundations out for a bridge. Here we go. The new mob farm that I have unwittingly created is pretty good for rates, as you can see. They are after me. This is the bridge that was the messy area over there of the TNT explosions that I'd left building that tunnel. I've tidied it up. It's now a proper building site. I've also started to build the bridge itself, but I'm really thinking that it's probably time to sleep. So let me just quickly head over to, I think the nearest bed's probably over at the iron farm, I reckon. Hopefully I've put a bed in here. No, I haven't. Okay. Back in a moment. Right, that's better. I also have discovered in here that I probably need to craft some blocks because my iron farm is maxed out. So I'm going to do that. You don't want to watch me do that. So we have this central archway here, and this is the main bit over the river. I have, the way I've done it is I want it to widen the river a little bit. I want this to be a bit more grand. It's plenty wide enough, as you can see, for the tracks, the rail tracks that will be coming over here. And the idea would be as well to have this archway, of which I'm playing with different designs here. As you can see, I've got diorite on one side. Even started using some end bricks, which I may not keep. If I'm honest, I prefer the diorite. And I'll probably do a similar archway over here, linking up to the actual tunnel itself. Let me just deal with this zombie down there. I'm sure there was a baby as well around here somewhere. Anyway, so I'll do the same here, which will cut across to that slope down there. Can I? No, I can't reach that creeper. And yeah, let me just show you this side actually. This is, I can't quite make that. This is what I'm going for at the moment. I'm thinking probably quite deep slatey. As you can see, I've just been experimenting with different types of colours. I like diorite and deep slate. I like the contrast that provides. I'm also going to stick with, actually go with some soul lanterns? Yeah, soul lanterns for a more moody look by the river. This will all be dug out, so this river will be wider than it is at the moment. This little fork here, I'm tempted to have, when I have the other span of the bridge, the other arch here, to actually maybe have the river go either side of this central pillar here and around. So a little bit of landscaping would be needed. But yeah, I'm not afraid of that. That should be good fun. Yeah, the deep slate bricks here. Ooh, I don't know. I think I may change this bit here if we're going to have deep slate for the actual arches, these columns here that I'm going to have. I want to make it a little bit different because it could be very samey otherwise. So, lots of work to do. Right, I need to go and get some more deep slate and more diorite, and I'll be back in a jiffy. I may have got a bit carried away with this. I've spent probably about 4.5 hours by my calculations building this. It is not going to look so great, trust me. But in terms of the view so far, if I just perch on top of a tree without hurting myself, this is what I've got so far. So this is the deep slate section. which I've been again tinkering with. There's some walls on the top. I've just blocked this out. This is not going to look like this at all. This particular section here is a little bit dark, and good shot, skeleton. So I've been trying to dig out where the river's going to be. I've blocked this bit off, but I'm probably going to. So all this sand will go there. So there's water here. So this will go down into here. I better be careful not to fall in. And the idea is that it will kind of go round this side of the bridge under this archway, and I'm just going to have to dig a lot more out this way. So yeah, lots of digging to do, but I've hollowed out a mountain, so I'm well practiced at it. Yeah, and then I need to work out what block pattern I'm going to do for it, and then the bits that I haven't mentioned thus far is this section here will be kind of like a fort, if you like, a guard tower, and it will kind of mark the entrance to my area from that tunnel, and yeah, it will obviously be something that will scare off nasty people from coming here. If that's necessary, I don't know. But yeah, that's it. I am going to keep working on this and probably get this all up to roughly the same level, so at least there's a bridge across, and then once that's done, I think we'll go scouting for a shulker farm location. Well, it's always Christmas on GrainCraft. This is still here, Santa's house. He is still hovering above Lovejoy's base, somewhere beyond the render distance limit we have there. So I have been doing some reading about shulker farms, and as I said before, transporting a shulker to the overworld is fraught with frustrations. I remember seeing a video on Hermitcraft Season 8, was it? Doc M having to do that using a flying machine. I just thought, I'm never doing that, but of course I'm going to find myself doing that soon. But one thing I did find in my reading is that when we transport a shulker to the overworld, it will, so you push it through the portal, the end portal where the dragon is, and it will end up at the spawn point of the overworld, which is around here somewhere. So in terms of bearings, this is the pirate town, Woodtick as it's called, that we spent the last episode exploring the caverns underneath, and a little bit in the town as well. If you haven't seen that episode, do so. It was pretty cool. And the one before that, episode 29, was the lead up, the build up to that. So if you haven't seen that episode, that adventure, which started off in this little shack here, please do so. If you like Goonies, especially if you're a big fan of the Goonies, then give that a go, because it was a good fun, to say the least. So I need to find the spawn point of the world, which I know is around here. I think it's pretty much near the ruins that we did the eye challenge in earlier in the season. So yeah, I'm going to fly around, find it. We have a spawn point using the slightly cheaty Binny HUD, where you can enable a render that actually shows you the spawn point of the world. I've marked it with this Nylium block here. And what this will do is the shulker, when it gets sent through, the portal, it will come here and it will spawn on that spot there where there's a gap under the glass. So there's only one place that it can spawn. It will spawn there, and then it will then be easily transportable, because we can just pick it up by running a minecart past it, with a furnace chugging along, pushing it along. But what this does mean is that our shulker farm needs to be built within a fairly easy rail distance of this spot here. So we can't do it on an island in the middle of the sea Well, we could. It would just take forever to get the shulker there and to build the railway to it. So I need to find a spot nearby. This area here, there's some caverns over there that I might go and check out. And yeah, we may be able to build our shulker farm within the mountain. It's going to be a bit ugly, lots of big portals, so I don't necessarily want to spoil it here. I found an area. I've dug it out. It's quite big. It's a little bit scary. This cave was full of mobs. Let me just show you some rough whereabouts, some bearings. So out there to the left is the spawn point. It's the other side of that icy bit. So I need to run the railway through there into here. And this is where we will build the shulker farm, which is basically just a series of giant portals where the shulkers will be produced. They will go to the nether, and they will then be killed in the nether. It is as simple as that. I mean, it's not a simple farm, but the concept is simple, because they shoot themselves with their own projectiles, and that causes duplication of shulkers. So a great feature, which is going to save me flying around the end and finding these things. But as you can see, I've got plenty of materials. I have taken out some end pillars. The dragon was very kind to build those huge pillars, and it's been very helpful for these big portals. Shall I build it now? Shall I build it now? Or shall I go back and do more in the town? I'm here. I've got the stuff. Let's get building. It is built. It is noisy. It's a combination of portal noises and quite a few piggies down there that have filled up this hole. It's not operational yet. We don't have a shulker in the farm, of course. That's for another day. But we do have plenty of piggies that are... I'm not sure how that will do for rates. So I may need to build some sort of piggy killer with some turtle eggs. Got a few turtle eggs stored somewhere in one of my mini chests, so we can probably get rid of the piggies pretty easily. Oh, there's loads there. Okay. So anyway, the portals are here. They're noisy, they're annoying, but this should be a farm that we can leave as it's in the spawn chunks. So we can leave it, and it will generate shulkers for us, whilst also not having to be here, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I've made a start on it. I need to build the nether side, and that's even easier to build than the nether side of things, if I do it in the right place. Once the portals are linked, I then need to get myself a shulker in the end. But as I said, that's for another day. Back in the town, we have a lot of progress. We also have a very dark area that I need to light up a bit better. Once I've dealt with these unwanted friends, we will... Cool, right, okay. So I've completely flattened this. There was a hill here. This was the entrance, well, still is the entrance to one side of the storage room. Through here, which you may look familiar to you. The lag was actually, the mystery behind the lag was actually solved. I had a pumpkin, melon, sugarcane and cactus farm underneath there, which I think I've shown in various videos. But it was overflowing, and there were just a lot of entities, which is why I've got the entity count down in the bottom right of this screen. So that was the reason why it was slowing down. So I'm not quite in as big a rush to remove hoppers, storage systems, lag causing things. So that's good. It means I don't have to, I'm not too dependent on my shulker farm as yet. But the bridge is, yeah, it's coming on nicely. As you can see there, it's all the way into what is starting to become my sort of station building. I've gone for a bricky design, a bit like with the there we go. A bit like with the witch's house. Ethel's house has got a similar design, but it's a lot more bricky. But it's a similar style, and I like it. It's a grand old style, and that's exactly what I want for a railway station. So that's just the front at the moment. It will be pretty cool inside. It will be big, grand, tall. I will need to clear the storage system away anyway because it's kind of in the way. But yeah, and oh yeah, of course, I need to sort out the bricks there. They're too grey and sort of one-dimensional. I need to do that as well, but I keep putting that off. Yeah. Anyway, so this will be awesome. This tunnel when Lovejoy's on his minecart, we'll call it a train. When he comes here, this is what he will see. He'll see this grand station, some buildings either side of this bridge, the big castle up there. Yeah, it will be hopefully awe-inspiring. That's what I'm going for. This will be kind of a park or plaza-y area out here. I've been playing a lot of City Skylines recently. Looking forward to the next version of that game. City Skylines 2 has just been announced for those that are into that sort of thing. And this has kind of inspired me a little bit in terms of setting this out, having a little bit of park area, not just ramming it full of buildings. Yeah, it'll be nice. So it's been a productive building episode. As I promised at the start, we've got the bridge has been built. We've even added a little bit of a station frontage. This is what I'm planning to do is color-coded lines for each of these lines. So the blue line will go the cyan. Is it cyan? I can't actually see because the railways are in the way. Cyan, yeah, cyan, red, and green. So these will be easy to refer to in terms of one line will go to Lovejoy's Hilltop Farms. One line will go to his village that he's just recently finished. And the green line, who knows? We could have more. We'll see. There is space here. I do love this texture, this black concrete powder. It's expensive to make, but it looks better than gravel underneath rails for me. So this is actually green wool. Where is it? There is a transition here. Here we go. Between red wool and red concrete powder. Wool is infinitely cheaper. I've got endless supplies of it with my wool farm. And yeah, it is preferable in a cheapness sense, but I like the more subtle colours, the subtle reds. The green is just a little less garish. The cyan, where is it? Can't actually tell as much difference, but that's cyan wool, that's cyan concrete powder. I really don't want to have to mine any more deserts or gravelly coastal biomes, but it does look better. It's just not quite as bright. So anyway, yeah, I'm spending too long talking about colours of concrete powder. Enough is enough for this episode. I'm probably a little over time, so I will stop rabbiting on. Thank you for watching, everyone. Next episode, I think we can't put it off any longer. We'll have to get that shulker transported. So that could be highly entertaining for you. Hopefully nice and easy for me. We shall see. Take care, everyone. See you next time. Bye-bye.